Good evening, sports fans. We have Polygons, Parallelograms, Day 3. Let's see whether we can see what we can see, or not. Any polygons with four sides is a quadrilateral. Some quadrilaterals are special. Parallelograms are very interesting. Parallelograms have two pairs of parallel sides. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its opposite sides are congruent. How do we write this in logic? If parallelogram, see, here's our little symbol, then opposite sides are congruent. If we have A, B, C, D, and it is a parallelogram, then AB is congruent to DC, and BC is congruent to AD. But wait, there's more. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its opposite angles are congruent. Opposite angles congruent. If we have a parallelogram, there's the symbol again. If we have a parallelogram, then opposite angles are congruent. So in our little picture here, what do we have? We have angle A congruent to angle C, because we've given that it's a parallelogram, parallel, 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 and angle B is congruent to angle D. Anything else interesting? You betcha. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its consecutive angles are supplementary. Now you remember consecutive, one right after the other, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. If consecutive angles are supplementary, then how do we write that? If we have a parallelogram, then consecutive angles are supplementary. So, consecutive angles. Angle A plus angle B equals 180 degrees. Angle B plus angle C equal 180 degrees. Angle C plus angle D equal 180 degrees. Okay, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B. Measure of angle C plus the measure of angle D. The measure of angle C plus the measure of angle D. And the measure of angle D plus the measure of angle A equals 180 degrees. Anything else? Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm so pleased that you asked, because this is vitally important. If you have a parallelogram, then the diagonals bisect each other. How cool is that? If we have a parallelogram, then the diagonals bisect. And what that is going to mean for us is that AZ is congruent to ZC, and BZ is going to be congruent to ZD. And those are the properties of parallelograms.